and grabbed my foot. I'm like, this is some bullshit. I normally get up early anyway, but I had woke up a little bit earlier than usual. So once I got the pain to go down, before I hopped in the shower, always check my emails. I check YouTube messages, stuff like that. So I'm checking YouTube. I said, let me look around a little bit, see what's going on with the shit, right? So when I do that, right, um, I see Kwame Brown had went. It did like 2 or 3 shows on Tommy, right? And I was reading the comments, and they're roasting the shit out of fucking Kwame Brown. The tables have turned, right? And I'm loving this shit. I'm gonna tell you why, because people are really seeing who he really is. And I'm sitting there laughing my ass off. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm sitting back and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm looking at these comments, and I'm talking about they roasted the shit out of his ass, right? But they're not roasting them with, like, you know how people troll? They're not trolling. They pretty much just telling him the truth, the same shit I've been saying, other people have been saying. And he fell off. And you know why he fell off? Because he never had.
Good morning. Good morning.
Really say.
Fair use.
He never had
fair use.
It's the same old Gilbert Arenas, Stephen A. Smith, Tommy. And he's hanging around a bunch of people, a bunch of low-life ass people, to make himself feel good. Just like when we just had the NBA All-Star Weekend.
So let me do this real quick. First of all, good morning to everybody. I was well, of course I do my little gym routine in the morning, but somebody hit me up and asked me to check out Monty Woodgrain's live. And I was listening to his live or whatever case may be, where he was he had some thoughts or whatever case may be about Kwame Brown. And I was asked, what are my thoughts about the whole Monty Woodgrain and Kwame Brown thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, man, before I have to go back and forth in a text message or whatever case may be, let me listen to what Monty Woodgrain is saying. So I was sitting down, and Monty Woodgrain he was proposing questions to his audience or whatever. So I said, let me do this like this, you know what I'm saying? So that way people can understand kind of where I stand when it comes to Kwame Brown and where I stand where it comes to Monty Woodgrain and whatever case may be. So I'm gonna let this play, and as it plays, I'm going to kind of give my commentary or whatever case to be. So about Monty Woodgrain and also about Kwame Brown. So just what I know thus far. Okay, I'm gonna start with Monty Woodgrain first. I know Monty Woodgrain for being the guy that do skits on Hassan Campbell. I think like the first thing that I ever saw was him dressed up in a suit. Yeah, no problem, me, no problem. So I know him from being, doing the skits on Hassan Campbell, whatever. Which I thought was, pretty funny, pretty unique, or whatever case be. Salute, Uncle Stu. Salute. Miss Carolyn, I see you. So that's kind of where I got familiar with Monty Woodgrain or whatever, the skit guy, the funny guy, whatever case be. So he was like kind of like my first comedic, skit, do here on YouTube or whatever. So yeah. Really never seen him really go back and forth, really never seen him, what I'm saying, or maybe I just ain't pay attention or whatever case may be. But seemed to be, what I'm saying, okay or whatever. But Monty did steal my thumbnail, y'all. Listen, I'm calling Monty out right now. You tell Monty that he need to come see ToughLove because he stole my thumbnail. You know what I'm saying? He thought it was funny. I'm about to piss somebody off. Tell Monty Woodgrain I said to pull up. Nah, but he so he was mentioning things about Kwame Brown or making statements or whatever case would be. And like I said, I was having this text or whatever case may be back and forth or whatever. And it's like, well, what do you think about this or what do you think about that? So I said, well, I'll just listen to some of the whatever he was saying, and then I'll just go ahead. Lonnie in the building, I'll go ahead and give some commentary or whatever case may be. So Kwame Brown. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. To be honest with y'all, before got you. Good morning. Before he went viral, I guess for whatever he went by, I don't really remember even why he went viral. To be honest with you, but I don't remember like knowing anything about Kwame Brown. To be honest with you, you know what I'm saying? I'm like the more popular names or the more bigger names or whatever case can be. So you say you're making some coffee. I'm accustomed to, like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and all of these, like people were kind of like really getting a lot of airplay, like on different shows and stuff like that. That's how kind of I got familiar with certain things or whatever. Everybody was wearing Kobe's, everybody was wearing Jordans. So, if it wasn't something like that, then I really didn't pay too much attention to it or whatever case may be. So I really didn't know, about Kwame Brown. It's like I found out about Kwame Brown's history, basketball's history, after the fact. You know what I'm saying? So, really didn't know. And then once, of course he went viral, I was able to sit down and kind of listen to, a little bit more about him and what he felt that was important here on YouTube. I said, okay, this guy is a former NBA player who played with Kobe and Allen Iverson and Jordan. So, hey, let's hear what he has to say, that he's on YouTube. And my first introduction to him was the trading and coding aspect. And I felt like, okay, cool. Here's a black man that's going to be sitting online promoting what we need to do in order to make sure that, the next generation is successful in regards to trading and coding. So I personally, I felt like, that's some cool stuff. Okay, good stuff. I like to see content creators really bring something to the table or whatever. So between Monty and Kwame Brown or whatever case would be, Lonnie says, Monty blocked me because I went on his quote unquote op channel, LOL. I can still on the fear about this time. Yeah, let's be fair. I'm not, it's not that, to be honest with you, that not that big to me. But my thought process is, if people gonna reach out to me and say, because they say, hey, are you cool with Monty? You know what I'm saying? Because of course, if you cool with Monty, then you have to be the op of somebody else. And my thought process is, I feel like he ain't done nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? But the thought process is, do I feel like both of these gentlemen, have platforms where they can, good morning, Refuse to Lose, good morning. Do they have platforms where they can promote betterment? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I definitely think that both of these gentlemen have platforms where they can promote betterment. I think that we kind of get caught up sometimes in the whole back and forth or whatever. And if, and it really all depends on what type of content you want to put out there for people to see. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's really what it boils down to. So I'm gonna play some of Monty Woodgrain's his live that I was listening to, because I think he asked some legitimate questions, and I'm gonna give, I'm gonna call it down the middle and say what it is. You know what I'm saying? If I think he wrong, I'm gonna say he wrong. If I think he right, I'm gonna say he right. Lonnie says, I don't talk behind the scenes with people. Been YouTube a long time. It always ends well. Now I think these are people that are kind of familiar with like the whole dynamic of things that have happened or whatever. So I think they say, hey, I think he's gonna give a fair perspective. I think he's not just gonna be like, well, let me pick this side because that's the winning side, or that's the, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play this because I felt like it was some things that were being said I felt like had merit to it. So I'm gonna speak on those things.
Kwame was nowhere to be found there because his peers don't respect him.
I know what you meant.
So we already know he found a lane where people can respect him. And I saw what's that chick that be riding Kwame Brown dick? April. I see her all in there talking about some. Where's all these trolls coming from? Where's all this hate? What the fuck you mean? Where it's coming from? You know where it's coming from. You don't see it. You still starstruck by this goddamn fake. The truth is the truth. The man don't have no content. He's a fraud.
Okay, so let's look at this objectively. All right, let's look at this objectively, right? What is content on YouTube? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, the things that we call content, other people call garbage. I'm gonna call this down the middle, right? Good morning, Miss Lady. Good morning. She came in here with all caps. No, I just think, because I hear a lot of people talking about, content, via YouTube, and it just seems to me like a lot of the things that we call content is really garbage. It's really not worthwhile. It's really not, for no other purpose than to actually cause distraction and damage people's reputation. So to me personally, that's not any content I would want to be a part of. That's not any content that I think is valuable and meaningful, but it's interesting. Lonnie says, I think Kwame Brown had content. And me personally, like I said, I have numerous videos that are still up. You know what I'm saying? Well, I think that I did. I mentioned, I thought the trade, me personally, I thought the trading and coding aspect was good because I didn't hear anybody else talking about it. So I felt like him being a former NBA player would definitely be good speaking on that, because I felt like, hey, you know what I'm saying, people listening to that platform, they're gonna get something from that platform. You know what I'm saying? I was excited about that as a black man, as a former a military officer. I felt like, yeah, okay, cool. We got somebody on a bigger platform that's not going to just use his viral status on social media and let it falter. You know what I'm saying? He's going to use it for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yeah, okay, cool, good stuff, or whatever case may be. Monty Woodgrain proposed a good question. He said, there was the All-Star weekend or whatever, and there was so many other players there, and they were honoring all of these other players or whatever, but why didn't they honor Kwame Brown? And I felt like that's a good question. That's a good question. I know we get into this state of mind where we start telling ourselves like, we the best, or we're this and we're that or we're this. And I think that you do have to be honored where you say you from. I think that's important. I think it's important. Like if you are, a beautician, or you a barber, or you a teacher, to me, you being honored where you're from, where your career originated from, I think that's important. I think that's important. Kwame Brown don't have to be there, or they will honor him later down the line. I don't know, Lonnie. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, if I was a police officer, right? When things happen that are big and at a certain level, I probably would be ushered by other police officers. I mean, that's just my thought. Like, I wouldn't go as a police officer, I wouldn't go to the middle of a barbershop and be like, yeah, y'all should be honoring me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
And that's why his channel is declining. This is why more people, more than ever. If y'all think I'm lying, go look at his last couple videos. Look in the comment section. It's way more people roasting him than people giving him love. And I'm like, wow. I know April was so mad. She probably wanted the passcode to his goddamn channel so she can go in there and erase the shit. I know she was like, oh, I wish I could go in here and do this for you. And I'm sitting back and I'm just like, I'm laughing at this shit. And I'm just like, people are finally waking up. So I'm like this shit right here is out of fucking pocket. Real out of pocket.
Too big for skinny jeans says wait. So all the NBA players was there? Of course not. Nah, no one said that all the NBA players had to be there. What I'm saying is, if you feel like you were successful, whatever organization that you're about, right? You're in. If you are successful in that organization or whatever, whether you there or not, you're still being celebrated. You know, I'm hoping that's clear for you. Whether you're there or not, you're still being celebrated, right? If you go back, if you were in the military and you was in a unit or whatever case may be, if there are people in that unit that recalls you being in that unit, they're gonna say, yeah, you know, that was, you know, a great non-commissioned officer. That was a great officer. That was a great warrant officer. So what I'm saying is, people are sing your praises whether they know you or not. John is in the building. I see you. I'm just saying. I mean, that's you should be able to go wherever it is that you say that you originated from or that you worked at or whatever the case may be, and be praised whether you there or not. So the thought process is, yeah, I'm definitely thinking that that's a great thing. I mean, you got to think about it. This All-Star Weekend, this is the best of the best. This is you being able to be around the Michael Jordans and the LeBrons and the, you know, the Charles Barkleys and stuff like that. So when you say, hey, you know, I'm, you know, this type of man, or I'm X, Y, and Z, I would expect that you should be able to stand with those men at the same time. I'm just saying. I mean, I think it makes sense. So when Monty Woodgrain said it, I said, yeah, that is odd, because if it's the All-Star Weekend, this is the best of the best. This is the people from the past and the present all in one room together. Of course, you would expect to see a Kwame Brown in the mix of that. Why wouldn't you expect that? I mean, let's be real. And when Monty Woodgrain said it, I said, okay, well, yeah, that is a good point. Why wouldn't you expect that? Why wouldn't you see that? Like, if we're going to go live, hey, I'm going to go live and show y'all, you know what I'm saying, and I'm in the mix around the people that are my peers, both past and present. Lonnie says, I can't stand people at my last job. I will stay away from them. I get it. But I'm just saying, because when we talk about being a former, Ghost says Kwame had no impact whatsoever in the NBA. He at his home games. Yeah, salute, Uncle L. I see you, Ghost. I see you. No, this is my thought process. When Monty Woodgrain said, "Well, where was Kwame Brown at?" I don't know. Maybe he was sick. But the thought process is, wouldn't you expect to see that though? This is for trolls. This is for supporters. This is for non-supporters. Wouldn't you expect to see a Kwame Brown at an All-Star game around the league's best players, around the past and present? You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know what that, I don't even know what that blue jacket they were wearing. But I'm just saying, you know, is he a part of that? Maybe that's the Hall of Fame thing. I don't know. But wouldn't you expect to see Kwame Brown, like, because my thought process is, it's like, it's great that you, Ghost going in. It's great that you are on YouTube and you're saying, hey, I'm this, you know, I'm a superstar YouTube. My thought process is, do the people that you played with think that you're a superstar? Do other people recognize you off of YouTube? People that can't go to the NBA, people that can't even play basketball, do these people recognize you? You know what I'm saying? B-Love says, I think he could have been there if he chose to. I think so too. But, and this is a question, I tag Kwame Brown in this too, you know, and it's not really a response, you know, back and forth thing, but I mean, wouldn't you expect that? Was he there last year? You know, was he there last year? I'm just saying that was, to me, it was a reasonable question. It was a reasonable question. So I definitely have to.
Now I'm laughing because I'm enjoying it, because people were like, y'all got to see it. The comments, I'm not even going to show it. Because, like I said, they be on some flag and shit, so I don't even want to show none of his shit at all. But y'all can see it for yourself. Take my word for it. I'm telling you, he was getting roasted. Because this is the thing. You can only ride that victim shit but so far. I mean, let's just keep it real. Let's talk like adults for a minute. He can only ride the victim thing for so long. Let's do it like Umar Johnson one more time. He can only ride the victim thing for so long. And people get tired of that. Because at the end of the day,
That's another good question. Are you guys tired of the victim mindset? Do you feel like, that's the thought process with Kwame Brown? Do you feel like it's a victim mindset, or do you feel like he's transitioned? You know what I'm saying? He's transitioned, you know what I'm saying? He's out of the whole point the finger at all of these other people, whatever case may be. Too big for skinny jeans, says Monty be sounding hurt. You know what, man? I know that those two guys had a back and forth. Me personally, man, I always ask myself, is it a real situation, or is this just for, I guess content or whatever case may be. But I mean, I just feel like, the expectations for us as men, you know what I'm saying? I think that we pick and choose when we want those expectations to really be a standard or not. And he did, to me, he posed do we expect more from Kwame Brown because he was an NBA player? Is more expected, or do he fall into the same regime as everybody else as content creators? It doesn't, or it doesn't matter what your profession was. You're just a content creator on YouTube. You press buttons just like I press buttons. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying, yeah, I think so too, Lonnie. The intent is always, it's always good. I'm just asking, just some dialogue to really, really help, you know what I'm saying, get the perspectives flowing. Do we expect more? Is there a higher expectation for Kwame Brown, or should it just be looked at as he's, as he's a regular person on YouTube? And if he's a regular person on YouTube, then what would make him better than anybody else on YouTube? That's why I said we're picking and choosing which way. Shut up and react. What's up, man? He says, shut up and react says, honestly, people put way too much stock into content creators in general. See, this is why I like this type of dialogue. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Should we just look at him or content creators as just regular people? Hey, they're regular people. They may have a purpose, they may not, but they just people. Or should we say, because you've held some type of status somewhere? Being an NBA player, I would think that you held a status. Let's say that he was a college professor. You know what I'm saying? Do we expect different because of the status that you had in real life? Or does it even matter? Ghost says you can't take away that he played 12 years in the NBA and he was paid, but he didn't work hard at his craft. See, and this is my thought process. Like, has Kwame Brown ever said, I don't believe that I gave 100% in the NBA? Has he ever came out and said, like, or has he ever really got an interview like that? Do you believe that you gave 110% while you were in the NBA? Because if you believe that you gave 110%, then yes, that would make you one hell of an N-word. Yes. But if you didn't and you were lackluster, my thought process is, what right now makes you one hell of an N-word? These some real questions. Because to me, I feel like when I was in the military, I was one hell of an N-word. You see what I'm saying? So, too many. He says he wasn't first and definitely not the last. I don't know if that's a question responding to. That's why I don't like reading the comments when I'm trying to tell y'all, man. But yeah, my thought process is, man, I feel like we do have a responsibility as content creators to a certain extent. Like, I wouldn't want to do anything that I feel that was going to embarrass, black men and women, or to go against the community standards that I feel like are important. You know what I'm saying? So I try to stay on the side of fair and impartial. You know what I'm saying? B Love says it's a lot of people know Kwame, except people that not into sports unless they are a household name. Yeah, I think I'm more like that too. Like if you were a household name, you know what I'm saying? Like you were like being pushed by the media or whatever case may, I think, yeah, I definitely would know more about you. Like LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, Shaq, trust me, most of the people talk about Kwame only know household names. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And that's what I'm saying. Should we expect more from Kwame Brown as a former NBA player if that is the premise of saying that he was successful? Should more be expected? Yes or no? How do you guys feel? I appreciate that, Lonnie. Thank you. Or should it matter? I think as men and women, it matters. Lonnie says no. No. I think as men and women, it should matter. I think it should matter what we say out of our mouth. I think it should matter what it is that we do, the actions that we represent. I think it should matter. And I think that, we should if we don't hold anybody else accountable, I think we should hold ourselves accountable about the content that we put out. But I realize that there are a lot of people that don't care, But see, I don't feel like that. I think that, here's the thing. Too big for skinny jeans. He says he was only a basketball player. My thought process is, to me, because I know we look at the NBA, and we say, well, shit, anybody can make it to the NBA, but that's not true. You have to have some type of skill to make it to the NBA. There's some type of trial and tribulations and tasks that you had to complete to get there. So that's not something everyone can say, I made it to the NBA. Hell, everyone can't say they retired from the military. Everybody can't say, hey, they were entrepreneurs. So my thought process, when you reach a certain status, should more be expected from you? Should we expect you to know better, do better, be better? And I'm gonna be honest with you, in real life, that's actually what it is. That's why it's called a resume. When you go into a job and you apply for a job and they say, well, you got all of this training, you know what I'm saying? You have all of this, leadership potential, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're going to expect you to bring that to this organization. So let's just say YouTube is an organization, which it is an organization to a certain extent. But what's expected? What do we expect? Do we expect you to be a leader? Were you a leader on a basketball court? Do we expect you to be a team player? Were you a team player on the basketball court? So all of these things, to me, I have to take into consideration. Like if someone said there was a former #1 draft pick on social media, I wouldn't tell my children. Well, I would think that I could tell my children, yeah, that's somebody that you can look up to. That's someone who understands, the responsibilities and duties and morals. But is that the case? Is that the case? Ghost says Kwame played well in high school. His skills didn't translate in the NBA. Y'all laughing at me because I said doodle. John Goodwill says Kwame is a man with good intentions. Nah, he ain't perfect, but at least he does try to make his own mark. Okay. All right, gotta respect that. Yeah, I think there are a lot of content creators out here trying to make their own mark. Definitely. We're gonna have to roll, y'all. Let's roll. We gotta be somewhere. But I think it's a lot of content creators, you know what I'm saying, trying to make their own.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Senate Road. Turn left on Senate Road, then turn right onto Bel Air Boulevard.
Let's talk. I see you. Let's talk.
Turn right onto Bel Air Boulevard.
Um,
Continue on Bel Air Boulevard for 6 miles.
okay. It's tax day, y'all. I gotta get my taxes done. Got an appointment. John says, won't you ask Kwame something? So here's the thought process, y'all. This is what y'all need to understand about tough love, okay? Right? The conversation is really not directed to Kwame. More is it's about having a conversation about our expectations about content creators. Now, with the back and forth between a lot of these content creators, I ask myself, like, what is the purpose? You know, I'm riding, I ain't got my seatbelt on. Y'all ain't telling me to put my exactly. Thank you, Uncle L. Like, put your seatbelt on, brother. Riding. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna stop joking on me. You know, but and the thought process is, you know, do we care enough to be positive enough to hold a standard? You know, and then based on what it is that we say that we are. You say you tagged him? I don't know. I just think that we have these selective responses. Like we'll hold everybody else accountable, but we won't hold other people accountable, which I think is interesting. You know what I'm saying? I think we have selective outrages and selective responses sometimes. Like the whole thing with the Tommy Sotomayor and the Shea situation. You know, me personally, I wouldn't have wanted to interview Shea. And I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I do not agree with her behavior, and that has nothing to do with Tommy Sotomayor. That's just her behavior towards a man. Period. You know what I'm saying, or whatever case be. But I also don't agree with them. You know, if it was a verbal situation, then it was a verbal situation. But to me, you know what I'm saying, it's like we get to a point where we want to fight, and I think a lot of that it happens. It happens a lot, and we shouldn't encourage it. And I felt like what she did was encouraged, you know, because of the fact that people don't like Tommy Sotomayor. So it was encouraged. So my thought process is, suppose he really would have reacted and caused some damage to that lady. You know, suppose he really would have reacted and caused some real damage to that lady. I don't know. To me, it just seems like the things that we support, it seems crazy. You know, I did see who's recap of Tommy Sotomayor's live that I see. Somebody's recap running from the line. She hit. To me, why would we want to see content like that? You know, why would we want to see content like that? And that's why I said we do these selective things where we're not going to tell content creators, that's kind of cheesy. You know, that's kind of cheesy. Jenny, hold on, Jenny, I got you. Hold on. There we go. Got you. I had to make you a moderator. And he was like, boy, don't play with me. Don't ever play with me. Put some respect on my name. Let's talk. I got you. There you go. But yeah, so I just feel like we don't do a good job at telling content creators where we stand and what we're about. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, a lot of times we only have outrage for people with like somebody just got in the chat talking about views. Bro, this ain't about views. It's about the conversation. I think that's the problem. If and there were some things that he proposed that I felt like I agree with. Some things, you know, that really didn't have anything to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an issue personally with neither one of these gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like every content creator, especially men, not really speaking on women, but especially men, we realize or should realize how important it is to speak to other men and to speak to the young men that's coming behind. Anything, not necessarily, I won't say anything positive. And I question some of you subscribers, I'm gonna be honest with you. because you guys are sit down and be like, you know, Black Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter, and it's like it only matters for a certain extent. It matters when a white person do something to a black person, but not when a black person do something to a black person. The way you guys were cheering for Shay as if she ran a marathon and won a gold medal in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I'm all for people standing up for themselves, definitely. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not for people promoting violence towards each other. But you guys were so happy, and I just feel like that woman could have really got hurt. You know? Yeah, it was definitely only because she hit him. And my thought process, Tommy has said some disparaging things, man, and done some disparaging things. You know what I'm saying? But my thought process, I still don't sit around and be like, I hope somebody punch you in the face. Because here's the thing, if you got that much animosity, why don't you do it? Like, the people that's cheering never busted a grape. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're gonna hide behind Shay, but Shay ain't got nothing to lose. I'm gonna be honest with you. She has nothing. I mean, what does she got to lose? Nothing to lose and everything to gain. Now, I am familiar with her GoFundMe or whatever case may be, and I'm gonna say some things or whatever that I feel like need to be said. You know what I'm saying? She went on all of these platforms. Tasha K, Kwame Brown, Mr. Skinny, Miss 504. She did like 6 interviews. Why is your GoFundMe less than $300? That makes no sense. And that's why I said, people, when you are victims of something or an alleged victim of something, it'd be interesting when people hurry up and try to do interviews with you, but you get nothing from that. You get nothing from that. We call that victimizing the victim. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, you got to be mindful of who you tell your story to and why. And I'm just surprised. I'm really surprised that the subscribers did not hold these interviewers responsible and say, well, hey, let's go and get these donations in so that way we can help her get a lawyer or et cetera, et cetera. So my thought process, what was the purpose of interviewing her? Just to go hitting? What you did was you actually hurt her case, because she's confirmed that she assaulted him. She's confirmed that she assaulted 6 different stories on 6 different platforms about assaulting this guy, and everybody in the comments are cheering that you've done it, but none of these people are going to be in the courtroom with you. Maybe it's just me, and maybe I just care a little bit too much about, you know what I'm saying, people. Maybe I'm just a little bit too optimistic, but my thought process is, as an interviewer, hey, tell me a little bit more about yourself. Tell me, you know, what it is that you were, you know, trying to get from social media, etc. I probably wouldn't even got to the point where, you know, well, when you punched Tommy in the face, it was so funny and hilarious, and she's agreeing with it. You know what I'm saying? She's agreeing with it. So now you're hurting your case. So if I'm Tommy Sotomayor, I don't even need the Fresh and Fit video. I'll just use the video where you went over here and had a whole panel of people happy and cheering you on that you hit somebody in the face. And I'm just surprised none of these content creators realize how damaging their interview was for Shay. I'm just surprised. And I'm gonna be honest with you, and there's no shade to Tasha K. I've definitely given her flowers, but I just feel like she should know better. And there's no way I would want to be involved in a situation like this, especially owing somebody $4 million. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I don't understand her. I don't understand Tasha K, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because this whole thing was, she mad at Tommy for calling a person a B word. And then when people come on your platform, you literally call a black woman the B word. So it's like, it's selective outrage to me. The hate, it's selective outrage. You can do it, but they can't do it. And I think that's the problem for me. It's just like, dude, if we gonna have a standard, let's keep that standard across the board, regardless of what it is. I'm hoping that if right now, I pull out in this street right now, right? I'm hoping that anybody that don't like ToughLove would be, they wouldn't be like, yeah, I'm glad his truck got hit. I'm glad he's going to the hospital. Like, I'm just not like that. But I know we have people like that. If somebody said, hey, Kwame, I wouldn't be happy that something bad happened to them. People's families and stuff. Because maybe I'm different. You have a disagreement about a topic, you know, subscribers that are excited to see content creators destroy one another. So maybe it's not the content creators, maybe it's the subscribers, or maybe it's people not really understanding their worth and not understanding the what celebration is. Because if you were really happy and excited and you knew your worth, it wouldn't matter what people say in the comment section, because you don't need that type of praise. Somebody said, well, hey, ToughLove, you know, you get about, 100 views. Well, they said more of that, but I'm just, dumbing it down. You get about 100 views on your videos. You ain't getting 5K and 6K. And I'm like, bro, I'm getting at least one view. I'm excited. There's somebody out there that feels like the conversation is worthwhile. And I can click off and know that I didn't try to embarrass someone, disrespect their families, disrespect their parents. You know what I'm saying? My children can stumble across my page and their friends and co-workers, et cetera, and say, bro, you didn't sell yourself short for a like. You didn't sell yourself short for a donation. To me, at the end of the day, that means something. That's what, to me, being a man is, not selling yourself short. I don't know. I don't know. But again, I felt like Monty Woodgrain, he definitely hit some points. I mean, if all the NBA players from past and present that say, hey, they were one hell of an N-word, and now we all together, I feel like, hey, you should be a part of that. We should see how you interact with them if they have respect for you. Because to me, I can respect it more when you say it, because now there's proof that your peers respect you. When I go around my peers, you know what I'm saying, whether military or otherwise, there's a certain level of respect. I see y'all comments, man. I can't really read them and drive at the same time. But I can read it. I just feel like if you're a content creator, hey, you know what to do. We definitely share. Drop your link. Feel free to drop your link. So people can go check your channel out or whatever kiss and be. But yeah, it's no hate. I see a lot of content creators, and I hear their perspectives. And for a lot of time, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When you got people messing with you, it's hard to stay objective. You know what I'm saying? I realize a lot of people ain't never really been under that type of pressure, so they don't handle the rain and the way. They don't really handle people messing with them very well, and I get it. I get it. And then some people feel like, if you don't get loud and get rowdy and bark back, then people take your kindness for weakness. So it's a double-edged sword, really. But that's why I be asking content creators, man, what is your purpose? What is your purpose? Why are you here? What is it that you want accomplished? And for a lot of people, man, it's like, like they said, man, I'm not here to be a motivational speaker. I'm not here, to save the black community. I'm not here to be a role model. And even though they're not here to do that, I have to respectfully remind them, regardless if you want it or not, when you spoke, you spoke as a man. When you spoke as a woman. And I believe when men speak, it should be with a certain type of conviction, a certain level of authority, and definitely a lot of integrity. But I just feel like, to get the views, you have to have the drama. And I think that's more important than people's integrity. That's more important, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I probably could have reached out to that Shay lady and be like, oh, let me interview you because me and Tommy had a riff. And they'd be like, man, at the end of the day, it's like, that situation to me was messed up. It was messed up. Ghost, I appreciate that. Thank you. Ghost said, I like your content, may not always agree with you, and that's why we're here though. Let's agree to disagree. You know, but it don't always have to be a fallout because we disagree. But I see, like I said, it's, to me, healthy conversation is important because we need a place where we can sit down, give our perspective, and not be bashed. You know, not because you gave a perspective of constructive criticism, now it's a smear campaign against you. Like, it's come on, man. We can't call ourselves people with integrity or people with some type of stature when we do those things. I'm hoping the GPS still working, y'all. But I think it's definitely, Paul, I see you. I think it's definitely time to show, you know what I'm saying, what you really about. You know, I think it's definitely time to show what you really about, you know. I think when Monty starts talking, you know, with certain things, like I said, I can understand.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Southwest Freeway.
Okay. Gotta get over, player. You know, there's certain things I don't listen to Kwame Brown directly anymore. But I feel like there were certain things that he said that I could agree with. Certain things, shut up and react. Certain things, hell, it's been things that I agree with Hassan Campbell. So to me, you know, when they say that broken clock could be right twice a day, I totally agree with that. You know, but I'm gonna be
turn
honest.
Left onto Southwest Freeway.
Okay, all right. I think that when you purposefully do things to bring people together for a positive reason, those are content creators I want to be in the room with, listening to, and joining in on the conversation. You know, I don't want to be a part of a smear campaign. Like, if there's something personal, I let those men or those women handle what they have to handle personally. That has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? But it was so, I'm telling you, if Tommy Sotomayor, I'm about to piss somebody off. It was so many people was like, I can't believe you're being fair and impartial to Tommy Sotomayor. You should hate him. You should do videos happy that he got put. And I'm like, bro, what do I get from that? What do I get from that? As a grown man, what do I get from that? Because somebody else did it. Because a woman did it. I seen so many men excited. And I was like, man, this is the best we can do for content. This is content. And even though I see a couple people who, you know, of course, they're probably supporters of Kwame Brown or whatever, I wonder why they didn't ask him, why would you even care? Like, 1 minute we say, we're not going to do the back and forth. We don't care. Keep my name out your mouth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then the next minute we're interviewing Shay because she punched Kwame Brown, punched Tommy Sotomayor. But we still say that's real.
Continue on Southwest Freeway for 1 mile.
Hold on, player. Hold on, player. But we still say that's what real men do. And I guess I'm just confused about the selection of what real men do. I'm not going to cheer for you because you're going through hardship. I'm not going to celebrate. And I just think that, you know what I'm saying, I see a lot of people, it's like if we're going to have a standard, let's have a standard. But if you're telling me it's okay for me to cheer when you have hardship, then when I have hardship, I expect you to cheer as well. I'm just being real, man. And this is not an attack, and I'm not going to sit here and play like, you know what I'm saying, I need to explain what I'm saying. I think grown people understand this conversation. You know, this is not an attack towards Monty or Kwame or anybody else. I'm just saying some things that I think that a lot of people, to me, should be saying themselves. Is there a standard of operating procedures? Is there a standard of rules of engagement?
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Rookin Street.
Rookin Street. Popos. They ain't gonna let me over, y'all. They ain't gonna let me over, y'all. Okay, I got over, y'all. Okay. I gotta go get my taxes done. CPAs. Yeah, okay.
Turn left onto Gulfton Street, then turn left onto Hillcroft Avenue.
Rolling in my blue Monte Carlo. Looking for some money I can borrow. Y'all know who Life Jennings is? Life Jennings was a good singer.
Turn left onto Hillcroft Avenue, then your destination will be on the right.
Okay. Somebody says Shay is young. Yeah, you know what? I get that thing too, man. You know, there's a lot of people that don't want to listen to right. Please, gotta stop looking at numbers and look at what's right. Yeah, you know what's disappointing, y'all? Because here's a thought. I used to always tell my soldiers in the military, right? You know, stop trying to go with what's popular, because what's popular may not work for you. And I see online so many times, it's like, you know, conversations are being weighed based on subscriber counts. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The same people that applaud you today, the same people that cheer for you today, can be the same people that condemn you tomorrow. So if you're putting out content that is certifiably solid, you know what I'm saying, that is recognized, whether one person or 1 million people see it, that says, you know what, man, this is some good, solid content. This is what men do. This is what women do. If you're doing those things, it's not about the numbers. Everybody want to be heard. Yes, this is it.
Your destination is on the right.
Everybody wants to be heard. Nobody wants to talk to them, you know, talk to themselves. Parking spot. I don't think I should have went this way. Looking for some money I can borrow. I probably should have got some something to eat before I came here to do these taxes. I just said. I'm gonna be in there mad, so I'm gonna hurry up. Sir, we can't rush this project. Please hurry up before I make a video about you. Make a video about you. Yeah, you gotta do something when you're hangry. But we gonna I got about a good 10 minutes before I gotta go in there. So we can get into this a little bit more. Matter of fact, let me give y'all a little bit more of this Monty Woodgrain situation, so that way, just as be fair to him. Listen to what I see.
It's a 40-year-old man. If you had these problems with these people so much, you had ample amount of time to confront these individuals and let them know how you felt. So it's like now, you talked to the death about Stephen A. Smith. You talked to the death about Gilbert Arenas. You talked to the death about Tommy Sotomayor and everybody else that you call a weak weasel. But really, you are the weak weasel.
Yeah. I think the name calling thing is to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it's corny. That's just me. You know, I think it's corny. I think you should call people their name, especially if you want people to take you serious or whatever. But like I said, it's you know, to each their own. But you know, I see a lot of things that matter of fact, John, if you're still in a building, John said he said okay, Marty, fine. I'll get to you. He said that Kwame Brown is not perfect. And I don't think nobody expects Kwame Brown to be perfect. I think the situation is that, you know, if you do things and you're not perfect, then that means you've fallen below a standard. So does that make you a weak weasel? You know what I'm saying? Like I've never seen, and I could be wrong. Like I said, I haven't watched him directly, but if you Like with the Shay thing, when you interviewed Shay, did that make you a weak weasel? I'm just saying. This, Lonnie, I hear you. He says Monty started with him first. See, this is not, to me, this is not about who started what. My thought process is are we having the conversations and holding ourselves to a standard with those conversations? Rachel says, I like Kwame. I used to really, really like him, but I feel as though his content has changed a lot. Everybody keeps saying that, though. Say, okay, his focus is completely different. I don't know what his focus is. But see, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. If Monty Woodgrain is proposing, like, if he's asking questions that I believe that are good questions, and it makes you sit back and think, well, yeah, now that you say it like that, you know what I'm saying? Now that you say it like that, but the thought process is, well, if you don't like Monty Woodgrain, then forget whatever he says. Well, here's the thought process. Suppose somebody says it, that's not Monty Woodgrain. I mean, that's the real thing. Here's the thought process, y'all. And the truth doesn't change up because you decided that, okay, well, I can get over on this person. And that's a lot of us in relationships, especially like personal relationships. You think that the person that was telling you that you was full of shit in your last relationship, they're null and void. But what happens when a new person says it? What happens when another person tells you the same shit? I think we do a great job at dismissing people that we say we don't like, but is what they're saying true? And you're entitled to your opinion, definitely. Uppity, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying, I think that, you know what I'm saying, the standard and the truth should remain, the same across the board, regardless of who says it. But whatever their personal beef is, I really don't, to be honest with you, I really don't care. My thought process is, are we holding ourselves to a standard when it comes to being content creators? Do we even care to hold ourselves to a standard? See, now it's not about holding other people accountable. It's about holding ourselves to a standard. Is there a standard? Because I honestly believe that the clicks and views are really like going to our heads. Salute. Lovely in the building. Salute. Are the clicks and views going to our head? People don't care about, being a role model, being a leader, being a provider, being a protector. It says, Kwame said what his purpose was, but he doesn't really do that anymore. That's what I'm getting at. And see, the thought process is based on what you just said. Why would your subscribers not be telling you that? Why would your subscribers not be saying, let's get back to what it is you say your purpose was about? That was my whole concern about Hassan Campbell. You said that you're here to help children. You said that you're here to make sure that, the children are safe. But it was like zero accountability in regards to doing that. So it's like now we watch you beef, we watch you hold axes and jumping in and out of cars and walk through the hood and threaten people, but we haven't seen the help for the kids. Your mission statement has changed. Right, I believe it's the same mess. I believe that. He says, Lovely says, Kwame just went to the schools to talk to the youth. I think I did hear something about him going to college. I don't know. Did Kwame go to college? I could have sworn he said he didn't go to college because he kept making fun of the people that said they did. So that would be kind of crazy if you went to college to talk about. Go to a college to talk to kids in the college, but online joking about people who went to college. That would be kind of odd. That would be kind of odd. Shaking my head, man. Monty really hates Kwame. Yeah, you know what, man? Like I said, man, I'm not here to promote hatred or whatever. I'm here to promote, the conversation, and I believe the conversation should be us as content creators should based on who we say we are, who we define ourselves to be, should have a standard. You know, there are a lot of people saying, hey, you know, Kwame's message, I like the person, but I don't like the message, because the message seems to be off now. And I can honestly say that, again, when I was first introduced to Kwame Brown and he was talking trading and coding, dude, my videos are still up. Hey, salute, man. Hey, good stuff. Hey, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, once I saw the message start to derail, you know, and I'm like, well, hey, you know, I don't think that same energy is there for what you were saying. It was like, oh, hell no, nah. You know, you attacking Kwame Brown. It's like, I'm like, no, not really. You know, not based on what I've seen. You know, Lonnie says, I like Weasel Wednesday. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, I may have saw maybe one. You know, maybe one. I don't know. I mean, it seemed like it'd be the same people, so I don't know. I seen maybe one. So again, I can't speak on that because I don't really, you know. Uppity says content creators struggling to getting out of the beef. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I struggle to get out no so-called beef. Now I'll let you say what you say, and you know, I say what I say and call it a day. But the great thing about it is, I feel like if I speak on a person, you know, it's still with a certain level of respect. Now, if you have to get disrespectful, you know, and do other things, and to me, I'm gonna be honest with you, to me, you lose. You lose if you got to do that. He spoke with kids, but not footage. Yeah, I mean, if he spoke, you know, to the youth, that's great. Yeah, I got it, Uppity, I got it. If he went and spoke to him, that's cool. But this is what I'm saying. If I'm gonna go to a college and I'm gonna speak to kids, right, about life, about whatever it is I speak to them about, I can't then be online joking on people who went to college. You understand what I'm saying? To me, it's an oxymoron. That's like, in real life, I like black women, but online, I hate black women. In real life, I like the gay community, but online, I'm bashing the gay community. That's what I'm saying. It's an oxymoron. So we're listening to these things. It's like, well, why shouldn't there be a standard? Why shouldn't there be a level of like, hey, nah, man, we can't be doing that. Lonnie says, tough love, I didn't hear you get disrespectful at all. Others disrespected Kwame first. He responded. Okay, I appreciate that, Lonnie. Thank you. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. I just don't want I don't want people connected to me to see me online doing that. Like if we need to like really take it there, then we can really like, you know, take it there. You know, hey, I'll meet you at a boxing ring, or I'll meet you wherever, then we can do whatever, if it's that much animosity. But to be honest with you, like some of the things that, you know, that I be hearing, like to me, it just be, you know, I guess that's just for content. I guess that's just for content, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really work that. But I can understand people wanting to defend themselves. People have been very disrespectful to tough love as well at times. Yeah. Now I don't know about any dissing college students. I hear you. But I'm asking these general questions because I feel like, you know, it'll just help throughout the YouTube streets. Is there a standard? You know, not yet. I'm telling you, okay. I'm trying to give y'all as much time as I can before I get in here and do these taxes. I really should have ate something. But yeah, this is I do believe that there should be a standard on YouTube. You know, I believe that if you are a man, you should carry yourself as a man. It's not about just giving a bunch of definitions. It's about giving examples, and you are the example. And even though, you know, some people feel like, you know, I'm not here to build the black community, I'm not here to promote, provide, protect, and be a role model, I still believe that, you know what I'm saying, you have a responsibility. You know, I still believe that you have a responsibility, whether you realize, and that's the problem. I think some men have never been put in leadership positions. I feel like just because you're popular, it doesn't make you a leader. You know? It says he did go straight to the NBA. He went to talk to college students. There's a lot of YouTubers with BS content, but if they have supporters, why, God damn it, why are others concerned? Let me ask you a question, Miss Lady. If your neighbors across the street were having parties all types of the night or whatever case be, the police was always over there. There was, for some reason there was shooting, there was drugs or whatever case may be. Why would you care? Why would you care? It's not your house. They don't pay your bills. But why would you care? You would care because you know about it. You would care because it's the good in you to do. You would care because guess what? One of them stray bullets can hit your kids. One of them stray videos of negativity can find your kids. I'm just saying, why would you care? This is the problem that I have with a lot of people in the comment section. And not saying that is you, Miss Lady. I'm just saying, it's like every time it's time for accountability or some type of standard to be used or had, we dismiss it. We dismiss it. You see what I'm saying? If you are a former NBA player, if you are a former military veteran, if you are a former police officer, you're a former teacher, hell, you just a mama and a daddy. You have a certain level of responsibility, a certain way that you should carry and conduct yourself. Now, if you sit online and you feel like creating negative content is how you're going to get paid, cool. Cool. But let's not teeter-totter. Let's be who the hell we say we are. If you negative, cool. Let me ordain you to be negative. But if you say, I want to build communities, I think men should be like this, I think women should be like that, then you're going to be held to a standard. You're going to be held to a standard. That goes for me and anybody else. If you getting paid is more important than you actually doing something that's going to be worthwhile, then cool. Well, you can't talk about integrity then. You can't talk about what women are and what men are. Because real men, it's not about the money for them. It's not about the clout for them. It's about doing something that matters. To me, I feel like all of these content creators are special in their own way. They all bring something to the table. They all reach an audience because of their storytelling ability, because of their life experience, and because of the common sense that they possess. The thought process is it a level of consistency? Because if you're being consistent, then shit, we can go to any video. We can go to any video and check your video out or whatever case may be. People can stumble across your video. And my thing about it is, are we really marketable? Can I go into those colleges and tell people, hey, I'm online beefing every day? I'm just saying. Am I doing in real life what I'm projecting online? Uppity says dragging college grads is something popular in this sector. Yes, I've seen that. Hell, it happened to me. It happened to me. And that's why my thought process is if you're sitting online clowning people because they went to college, you should not be the person going to the college to talk to kids. Like I don't get that. But you guys in the comment section, for some reason, like I said, it's selective outrage. That makes sense to you. That makes sense to you. Yeah, that's to me, it's some backward stuff too. And I get it. It's all about what we like to see and what we like to hear, whatever case it be, and we let anything else slide. I get it. We let it slide. I get it. And that's why it's very difficult for men and women to come together and have a conversation that matters. That's why the Cynthia G's and the Thomas Sotomayor's exist, because there's no common ground. There's no common denominator. Everybody was so happy for Shay. But my thought process is, these same people that were happy for her didn't donate to her GoFundMe. The same people that was cheering for her didn't help her out. So here it is that Tommy Sotomayor can sue you for an assault based on what we saw from the video. And all of the people that were cheering for you, you went on platforms where there are over 400,000 people. I want you to let that resonate. Y'all let that resonate. If it was about helping you as a black woman, if it was about standing up for right, if it was about we're so upset that he called you the B word, wouldn't she have received support? Or am I just off, y'all? Is what I'm saying kind of crazy? Just saying. I'm just saying. If I'm gonna bring an interviewer, if I'm gonna bring somebody to interview on my platform, you know, who was a victim, an alleged victim of something, or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, I'm gonna make sure those donations go to that person. Matter of fact, this is her Cash App. This is his Cash App. I'm not gonna keep the money. And it's just interesting to me that all of these subscribers and supporters, nobody's saying, well, how is it that she should have been able to leave from those interviews with at least $1,000. Easy. Easy. So I thought it was about helping black women. I thought it was about getting her story out there. But see, here's the thought process. It's so much unnecessary talking and nonsense that we never get to the actual mission. And that is what ToughLove is talking about. This lady done told her story over 6 times. And nobody held her responsible for saying you were emotionally out of control. To the point where you went from a verbal dispute to a physical altercation that could possibly land you in jail. And instead of holding her accountable, what we wanted to do was uplift her and praise her for doing that, for losing her cool. I don't have no issue with no goddamn Kwame Brown or no Tasha K or no Mr. Skinny or Miss 504. But my thought process is, why is it she needs to do a GoFundMe where it's less than $300, but yet you guys get donations damn near every time you go live? That's what I used to see. So is it about the story, or is it about supporting Shay? Seems odd to me. Seems odd to me. Are we actually doing stuff that matters? This is what ToughLove is talking about. Are we doing stuff that matters, or are we just doing it just because? It seems like we were just interviewing Shay just because. Is that what men do? Is that what females, women do? Is that what we do? You're not gonna get no benefit from this. I'm gonna get the views, the donations, the likes, the subscribers, and then I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna gaslight you. I'm gonna gaslight Shay to the point where now the next time you get into a verbal altercation with a man, it's okay for you to get physical. It's okay for you to punch him in the face. That's the message we sending? Now, I don't agree with the whole verbal altercation between Tommy Sotomayor and that female. Definitely don't agree with it. But I also don't agree with a woman or a man putting themselves in a predicament where now we have to fight. I don't want to fight no female. Hell, I don't even want to argue with no female. But we always talk about men being men and women being women, and the second something happens where it needs to showcase us being real men and us being real women, we fail. It's a lot of failure. It's a lot of failure. And I'm gonna say this too, or whatever case may be, and Kwame Brown knows exactly what I'm talking about. I asked Kwame Brown on Miss 504's platform about accountability. And he said, well, I can't hold people accountable because I don't have authority over them. So why would you question Dwayne Wade, what he's doing with his son and what he's doing with his wife in reference to inside his home? I was scratching my head. I was like, if you don't hold people accountable, right, then how can you speak on this situation? That's why I said, why is there no standard? It's like you can't say, well, I can hold Dwayne Wade responsible, but for people holding me responsible for not getting back to my original message about trading and coding, well, you can't hold me responsible. You can't have any constructive criticism. I just think that we need to do better, y'all. That's just being real. I think that we need to do better. I think if we're going to hold people to standards, if we're going to hold people to men to a certain level, women to a certain level, then it should be the same across the board. It don't matter if you're famous or not. It don't matter if you got 10 subscribers or 10 million subscribers. Everyone should be held to the same standard. That makes the conversation balanced. It makes it balanced. It makes it meaningful, because if I was interviewing Shay, you can best believe that it would have been about her and holding her accountable and actually having a conversation that mattered. Every interview that she did, I'm going to be honest with you, it did not matter. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. Now, I don't know about her legal situation that's going on based on what I heard, but the thought process is you got nothing from it, Shay. Not even 15 minutes of fame. You got 3 minutes of fame. But we say we helping each other. We say we building each other. We saying this is what real men and women do. It's not. It's not cool. It's not acceptable. It's not all right. And for us to sit back on and turn the other cheek and act like, yeah, we're doing something in support of black women. That didn't support her. That further condemned her. That put her in a position where now you might go to jail. Deborah, please stop. Please, 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 please. Your comment is all over the place. Because if you're new to the channel, then go back and do your research. This is not a competition about who is successful and who's not successful. You know what I mean? This is not a conversation about that. You know what I'm saying? But see, for you to say some stuff like, let me help you out real quick. All right. It says this is based on everything that I say. This is the comment that this is what this person puts in here, right? Kwame will not bite the apple. Okay, I don't know what the hell that means. What are you successful in? Kwame gave 110% to his mother, who gave birth to him. Success comes in many forms. Name your success. I want y'all to let that resonate. Did I say anything about Kwame Brown being unsuccessful? Did I say anything about Kwame Brown's mother? Did I say anything about Kwame Brown biting the apple? Every time it's time to have a real conversation, we have to promote distraction. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If you guys are sitting here listening to me speak, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Kwame Brown is a bad person. I ain't saying Monty Woodgrain is a bad person. I'm not saying nobody's a bad person, you know? Yeah, it's, you know what, John Goodwill? It's all about who you like. Nah, fuck that. That's my first F-bomb I dropped. Fuck that. It's not about who you like. It's all about what you choose to ignore. That's really what it's about. what you choose to ignore. I ignore men and women that don't promote a standard. I ignore men and women that don't promote accountability. I ignore men and women that say something that for some reason, you know what I'm saying, it may hold me accountable or responsible for something. Because real men and women can have conversations without disrespecting one another. Real men and women can have a disagreement and not go on smear campaigns. Real men and women are saying what I promote online is what I promote in real life, and vice versa. So that's, to me, that's what real men and women can do. And to me, if that was a ToughLove supporter in Kwame Brown's chat or Monty Woodgrain's chat talking about what makes you so successful and I'm like, where have you been? Where have you been? And then in the same breath say everybody has different forms of success. Well, why wouldn't you think that the person that's speaking now wouldn't consider themselves to be successful? This is the problem when you have people who follow you blindly. They're not just fans, they're fanatics. No one's speaking on that man's mom. You understand what I'm saying? No one's speaking. I've never spoken on anybody's mother online. My mother is also, thank you for the donation. My mother is also deceased. My father is deceased. My grandmother is deceased. So why wouldn't we bring that to the conversation? And this is the problem. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I appreciate ToughLove subscribers and family. They think for themselves. No one makes them think that they need to defend me, because I can defend myself. But I definitely hope that they're never in somebody else's chat talking about, well, why you think you so successful? I guess because I did 20 years in the military. I guess because I did 2 tours in Iraq and 2 tours in Afghanistan and have personally led over 5,000 soldiers. I guess I think I'm successful. I guess I'm the first one in my immediate family to get a master's degree. I guess because I brought a home and I brought a brand new car. I guess I feel like that. I guess I feel a little successful myself. I guess because you can go to my videos and you don't find me, repeatedly dragging people or teaming up against people and calling them out their name and have to talk about their parents or have to call them nicknames and joke on them. I guess I feel successful. So your selective outrage to be like, oh, well, let me question you, but you don't question anybody else. That's interesting. Yeah, I got you. But sometimes you got what he said. Sometimes you got to get in your bag a little bit. I just wanted to, Miss Lady, thank you very much. I'm not here to promote hatred for anybody. We got enough of that. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We got enough of that. We got enough of that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't unsubscribe because I don't like people. I unsubscribe because I don't need that type of energy on my timeline, and where I'm gonna listen to it at? I'm not gonna listen to it in front of my kids. I'm not going to listen to it. I'm talking to, people who work for the company that I work with. I'm not going to do that. So where am I going to listen to that? In my car? To me, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. What impressed some of you guys is despicable to me. If Tommy Sotomayor can't use the B word, then that means the man or the woman that's saying that he can't use the B word, they can't use the B word. The people around them can't use the B word. So let's stop having this selective outrage and let's start promoting a standard across the board. Nobody can use the B word then. You got to be fair sometimes, man. And it's free to be fair. It's free to be fair. That's the same type of person that will sit down and listen to somebody, and I'm going to use Kwame Brown as an example, but listen to Kwame Brown, disrespect ToughLove, but don't say, well, why are you disrespecting ToughLove if ToughLove ain't disrespect you? But now this person is over here in this chat talking about what he did for his mom as if I've done nothing for my mom. Nothing for my siblings. Like, I don't get that. And that wasn't even a conversation, but just to show you, and this is what I'm saying, I would be embarrassed to have a supporter run to somebody else's chat and then say, in the name of Kwame Brown. I would be embarrassed. And I don't see no Tough Love supporters or anybody subscribed having to do that. Because I've never asked them to do that. We've never doxed anybody. We don't talk about people's dead relatives. We don't talk about their kids. You've never heard me call Kwame Brown nothing but Kwame Brown. You've never heard me call Tommy Sotomayor nothing but Tommy Sotomayor. Charleston White, Kevin Samuels. I've never made nicknames for these guys. If you can't respect that, then that's on you. That's real. That's real. If you sit back and you sit back and listen to someone else do that, then that shows your character. Tough Love is not for you. You know what I'm saying? You're not grown enough to be in this conversation. There's a kiddie table. Find the kiddie table. Find the kiddie table. I don't knock what people do to support themselves in reference to their families and their children, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In my thought process, there's a standard of how you should be conducting yourself. And I don't have to get money off of somebody else's demise, laugh at somebody else's devastation. Like, that's not me, but if that's you, cool. This ain't the channel for you. Unsubscribe, block me, that's fine. Whether it's one person in the chat or whether it's 1 million people in the chat, it's not going to change up who I am and what I'm talking about and the energy I bring to the table. So all of the name calling that people are applauding, all of the disrespect, here's the thought process. When you give disrespect to people and they give it to you back, don't cry about it. Don't get mad. Don't scream, oh my God, why are they picking on me? Ladies and gentlemen, I got to get in here and do my taxes or whatever case it be. I'm hoping that you guys can sit down. For those that's going to catch the replay, sit down to the whole thing. Anybody that wants to recap on this video, that's fine. But don't get my word misconstrued or whatever case may be. This is not a let me beef video or let me attack video. This is just a video just proposing, my perspective on a few things or whatever case may be. It's sad that people who have supporters don't want to support listening. Listen for comprehension and understanding. Don't just listen to reply. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping that you guys have a blessed weekend. Until next time, adult up. Peace. Thank you for all the donations. Thank you very much.